I'm waiting in the lobby. I think it's the perfect time to do the usual mic check, mic check. Okay. It works. We're just waiting for Q's. He literally just finished tier 4 race in IUF1. Really just won it, and now he's gonna join ours in just a second. Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I should probably put the stream link on go. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. It's been a while since the last race. I think it's only the second one of February. Yeah, it's well, technically third if we count France tier 2. Yeah. February 21st. Belgium is our site, the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Welcome everybody. People slowly trickle in as we wait for the queues. Alright, let's get it started. Haven't done comms in a while, probably been like around 2 weeks. But here we are. Welcome to ASRC. We're here for tier 1, round 14 out of 23. This time we are in Belgium. Hopefully we won't have a wet race this time around. I think we've had enough share of those races in the past few weeks with France and Hungary, obviously. Hopefully Belgium is a nice dry race. So welcome to everybody that's slowly trickling in, people that's getting into the stream. Either it's from our league, either from notifications. Welcome everyone. And so, qualifying is dry. Good. That's what we need. A try quali. It'd be good to finally be here on time. So, full grid, 2 reserves. Dreliot replaces Skiller in the Haas. And it's Raisins, last race's winner. And Alfa Romeo of Wildman. So these are your only 2 reserves of the race tonight here in Belgium. Welcome everyone. As usual, I'm Caleb. And hopefully you're ready for some racing. People will slowly get out of the pits. Just ask for the weather report. As the Wi-Fi is the first car out on the track. So it'll be 22 laps around the circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. And situated in Francorchamps, Belgium, I believe. It's either Spa or I think it's in Francorchamps, that's why it's in the name. As after missing the last 2 races, Q's will be back. Well, he is back. He is racing after winning IUF1's Russian Grand Prix just a couple minutes ago. He is back here for even more racing. So last week's winner and reserve, Raisins, currently also being a reserve tonight. He is going to be out there for the Alfa Romeo of Wildman, going to be accompanied by Casper, as he looks to give Alfa Romeo currently the team with the biggest struggle in the championships a little bit of a boost. Probably the biggest margin. They have 86 points in the Grand Constructors behind 9th place Aston Martin. They are last in Tier 2 with 24 points and 7th in Tier 1 with 102 points. So for a struggling Alfa Romeo team, having someone like Raisins as a reserve for tonight could be something that could bring this team some very much needed points. As I'm talking about the Grand Constructors, another good story about it. The Alpine team is currently 3 points behind Mercedes. All drivers are there for both teams. After Q's missing the last 2, it has given the advantage for Jacob and Crazy Mike to get some points for Tier 1, but also for Tier 2, Asian Pete winning in Hungary. Well, not a surprising, but a really deserved win finally for Pete. And Alpine could be the next leader in the championship. And as I just say that, we have a bot in the chat. Hold on. Where's my super suit? Actually, we'll need to get this thing off. So will be a rain start, as Wi-Fi's lap is gonna be denied. So I have a look. There seems to be who would be the next car to cross the line. I see a McLaren. It's a lap deleted. Who is next? I think it's Orange Juice will be the closest car to head for the first lap in. Hold on a minute. English. I'm speaking English. Why haven't you retired yet? So, 6 viewers, welcome everyone, as Orange Juice will be the first driver to get in a lap time. Or he will not, actually. He'll head right into the pits. The first driver will be Mindless, I believe. Struggles a little bit, and he heads for the first time of the session, which is a 1:44.993 on the mediums, followed by Brewdog. And now Crazy Mike on the softs, now in P1. Alpine getting a great lap time as the medium tires for Raisins put him in P2 with a 1:44.224. Okay, no, this guy. As Jacob on those softs, looking to get an even better lap, and I think it will be, and it is currently, well, provisional front row lockout for both of the Alpines. But a lot of drivers have yet to put in their lap time. Curtis putting in a 2-minute 3-second lap time. That was definitely not what he was looking for. Panju currently with a lap deleted. Nico Maz starting his hot lap. As the Nico Maz last race, if I can have a look, just give me an instant. Give me a moment, not an instant. A moment. Last race finished in P10. Nearly 10 points for Ferrari. LC Blixer has had his wheel fixed, so he could be someone dangerous heading into this race. Yellow flag in Sector 3 looks to just be a driver heading it out of the way. That's where we're going to have a couple of other laps being done. It's currently only 7 drivers have put in a lap time as Emod for the Mercedes looking to snatch away that pole position with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in qualifying. Emod with a 1:43.533 splits up the Alpines and is on the front row in P2 so far. Fastest Sector 3. As now Curtis looks to be improving on his lap. Hopefully for him that is going to be a better lap. It will be, but not enough. Who was I looking at before? Yeah, it was Nico Maz who heads into the pits. Didn't seem to like his lap very much. Panju, one of her best qualifiers this season. Mostly, actually all of his points are, except 2, are all from pole positions. So Panju, great qualifier, but finisher, not so much. Can he get another pole here in Belgium? Crosses the line, and that's going to be P2, and a great qualifying lap for him. It's in P2, and the other McLaren in P6 Colts, a 1:44.252, puts him in 6th place. Now, who else needs to put in the time? A lot of people. Senna will be the next driver to put in a lap time here. Sorry, I should probably add the UI. On those softs, what can you make out of it? It doesn't have a lot of ERS, so we've gone almost all out of it. Senna crosses the line, and for him that's going to be P8, 1:45.090 on those softs, and P8 for the AlphaTauri driver. And the other AlphaTauri will be next to cross the line. Wi-Fi. Hello everyone, welcome. As I see Magic Cracks just having some fun in Spanish in the chat. As Wi-Fi crosses the line, P5 for the AlphaTauri, a great lap. And as I can see, Raisins, oh, he has brought out the soft tires, so he will be trying to improve on his lap. Magic Rags, Nut, Orange Juice. Speaking of Orange Juice, put in a fastest Sector 2. Can he grab that pole position? As he's just flying out there. A Red Bull driver. Orange Juice looking for his first win of the season. Has come close a couple times. Actually, has come close a couple times. P3, P4, higher positions, but never in that pole position as he is on provisional pole with 8 minutes to go. 142.938. We have a sub 43 here in Belgium. Reasons will be slowly starting his hot lap. Senna currently just waiting. And Iceman Casper currently on those mediums. But most likely, no, he's just denied his lap. He's gone wide, and that's a lap deleted for him. As LC Blixer, the other Ferrari, who has had his struggles in the past couple of races, has dropped down from P2 in the championship after DNFing in 3 straight races and alongside a disqualification for rage quitting. Blixer looks to get a better result as it's only gone downhill since his victory in Azerbaijan. Now can Blixer get back on pole position? Or can he at least get into those higher positions? The Ferrari driver crosses the line. That's P3 for Blixer. An amazing lap. That puts him into the higher positions. The other Ferrari, Nico Maz, will be looking to join his teammates. Nico Maz hasn't got a lot of luck this season, but one good race and it could change the tide of his season. The driver with the longest race start streak, Nico Maz. I don't remember exactly what's the number, but he is done. He started, I think, currently the most amount of consecutive races. Even with his varying results, lots of DNFs, he still continues to start those races. It's a 117.251 after Sector 2. Can he join his teammate on that second row, or even put himself in the front row? With 5 minutes 40 left in qualifying. Nico Maz into the bus stop chicane. And he heads into the pits. He didn't seem to like this lap very much. So we'll have a look at the Alpine of Jacob, who is currently also on a hot lap, looking to gain back his pole. No, okay, he's actually doing probably a cool down lap. But the other Alpines, couple of drivers just heading into the pits. So Emod is going to give a tow to his Mercedes teammate. Most likely both Mercedes following each other. And you can see Q's starting to slow down as we'll have a look at our current championship leader. Hasn't been present for the last 2 races, but he is back now for Belgium. Can he get a pole position to set the tone and to tell the other driver as well, I'm not out of it, as he starts his lap, and we are on board with the Mercedes of Q's. as for a brief moment, he had the fastest Sector 3 as we went on board with him, listening to the sound of that Mercedes car. He was into the bus stop chicane. Can he snatch the pole as Emod's on pole? But can he get it? He will not. Q's in P3. But I think the next car that needs to get out is Jacob, but Q's making a statement, and Mercedes making a statement, as now Orange Juice will try to gain his pole position back on this lap. As Jacob goes out of the pits, FVR Nut, Nico Maz, and Magic Crags yet to put in a lap time. So I think that's FBR Nut's car, who is on a deleted lap. What he'll have to do his most on this lap, because that's most likely going to be his only chance. 1:44 left. The drivers have to gain lots and lots of time, as Belgium is one of the longest track on the calendar, and for the drivers, hopefully it'll be a chance for them, for those that are going for an outlap or on a deleted lap, trying to go for another lap. As Ponju now in P2, I just realized. Q's in P4, so Ponju putting yet again another beautiful lap. So Q's now, he will go for another one. He's warming up those tires and he will go for another one. The drivers are all waiting as Jacob lets his teammate through, as Mike will most likely give him a necessary tow, as Orange Juice on pole now. Can Ponju get another lap under his belt? Can he get an even better one? Ponju crosses a line, P2 for him. As Iman now on the sideline, he's going to be waiting for that other chance as Dreliant retires out of the session. Mindless starts his lap. Almost everybody is on track looking to get a lap in. Nico Maz crosses the line, P10. We're going to have a couple of flags going down as the qualifying session is over. A couple people already crossing the line. FVR Brewdog will start 13th. I think we see an Alfa Romeo. Raisins. Can he get pole? Raisins crosses the line, P2. Next up, I think I see Ferrari, LC Blixer. Can he get a better lap? Can he get that pole position? Can he get it away from Orange Juice? Blixer crosses the line, and it's P3 for the Ferrari. I believe Orange Juice is slowly behind. Can he improve on his lap? He is not going to be improving on this lap. He heads into the pits. Now right behind him, Jacob sadly lap deleted. Crazy Mike. Can he get a surprise pole here? As Mike crosses the line, P8 for him. Now Ponju deleted lap sadly, so he will not improve. Next up on the list, I think it's Mindless. Can Mindless improve and get a better than 11th place? Crosses the line, P8 for Mindless. Bounces Crazy Mike back to 9th. Can Nico Maz improve? Nico Maz gets into P8. FBR Nut now. Next up on the list. And sadly does not improve at all. And so that'll do it. And it's Orange Juice on pole. As we're waiting now for Colt's car to head into his garage. And OJ will start on pole for the first time this season, I believe. So for the first time for the Red Bull driver, Orange Juice, he's on pole. So Red Bull on pole position for the first time this season in Tier 1. Now that's going to shake up a little bit. So last week's pole sitter, I believe it was Mindless, is in P9. So a couple drivers starting, almost all drivers actually, on the soft compound. LC Blixer with a great comeback. He's into P3, Q's P4, Ponju P5, Emon P6. And Blixer is going to have some help from his teammate for one of the few races, as Nico Maz in P8. This will be pretty interesting, as there will be a rainy start here in Belgium. But it seems that it will dry off. While it stands, it's going to be an intermediate start here in Belgium. Let me just ask, how much time is the rain going to last? So half the race is going to be under rain. So this will definitely cause a little shakeup. As I think one driver to watch out for due to his ability in the wet is Jacob, who is currently starting, if I'm not mistaken. Well, can't mistake when you're looking at it. Jacob currently in P7. Hopefully he can get a better race start. As we wait for the race to start, full grid. Of course, the Aston Martin of Mr. Blaze not being in use. Quali is said 10 minutes, then dry 15 minutes. So this is going to be a pretty hectic race. We've seen in the past a couple of wet to dry or dry to wet races. Hopefully this time it'll be a good one. Race should be starting pretty soon. "22 seconds. Race start. Yeah. So, rundown of the grid. Orange Juice, Raisins, Blixer, Q's, Ponju, Emod, Jacob, Nico Maz, Mindless, Crazy Mike, Colts, Iceman Casper, Wi-Fi, Brewdog, Dreliot, FBR Nut, Senna, Curtis, and Rags is our driver rundown for Belgium. We'll have a look at the position changes, gap and interval. Can Raisins continue his dominance as a reserve and net himself yet another victory? If that's the case, then he's going to be highly scouted, and it's going to be looking... I'm trying to find a word. You guys are going to want him on his team for next season. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So, as this is the tire strategy, so it will stop raining, so it won't be a full wet race from what I've been told. Let me just check if Casper... wait, no, it's rules and flags. Yeah, good. As the drivers slowly head towards the start line. Sometimes. Check my check. This will be fine. I'll have a look on the Discord. Thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate it. So, Blixer in the lead. Orange Juice, Jacob, Raisins, Ponjo and Emod Q's all the way down to P19. All better. Yeah, I adjusted it. Thanks, Wrangler. Thank God I looked at my Discord during the race. So Q's now just trying to get his car back to the pits in one piece, but that's not something that... it's going to be good for him as he is making a return Alpine's going to be delighted about that one. It's, the Mercedes of Cubes struggling as Blixer into the lead after a lap. As Cubes will head into the pits pretty soon, as a little bit of a lag here. I don't know what happened there, but Blixer now is behind of Orange Juice. And now they're going to be almost wheel to wheel here. Orange Juice and Blixer. Wheel to wheel. Who's going to come out in front? No one seems to want to give an edge. But Blixer is in front. After the straight. There's like so many opportunities of me just saying, but here comes. But I'm going to find one eventually. Mark my words, I'll say it in a good context by the end of this race. As Jacob looking for an option, looking for something, as Reliot looks to have been caught up in either a spin or an incident, but he's all the way back to 18th. Hughes now is going to be looking to gain those positions back after having a terrible start. Blixer currently standing in P1. Orange Juice and Jacob, your top three, with Raisins not too far behind. Ponju also not too far behind. Emod. There's a Mercedes at least standing there. Mindless, Crazy Mike, and Nico Maz. As Jacob's just looking for that opportunity to overtake, as someone's gone wide. It looks to be an Alfa Romeo. Raisins has gone wide. And into the bus stop chicane. He has to go all the way back. He's exceeded track limits. What has happened? What has happened to Raisins? As he nets himself a penalty, he heads back into the pits. He has broken his wing, went back, and he's got a 10-second penalty. So Raisins, last week's winner, now also all the way back, and now Podgers in P4. And this shakes up the standings a little bit. Alfa Romeo, so both reserves, Raisins and Dreliot, not having quite the best race so far. Obviously Blixer still on top here. In Belgium, as we have a look at the tires right now, it's mostly all intermediates. As we wait for the racetrack to dry up, it should be coming pretty soon, as we'll see drivers slowly head into the pits. We'll be in a couple laps. Still on lap 3 out of 22. With a lap that can almost take around 2 minutes. Around the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. As the gap between LC Blixer and Crazy Mike almost into P7. That gap is actually pretty near, as someone spun. Looks to be an Alpha Tauri. It's Senna. Does he have damage? He does not. Probably hot tires. But at least he's still on the track. No crashes for him. The keyword is yet. Crashes yet, as Blixer slowly starting to improve on his lead. But I think Jacob's going to have much... just waiting for that opportunity now to Orange Juice. He's a really great driver in the wet. Blixer still holds the fastest lap. Magic Regs with multiple warnings has a penalty. And does Jacob have enough to get past Orange Juice here? That's what we'll like to see. As heading into the straight, Orange Juice will try to defend the inside, but here comes Jacob. Almost wheel to wheel. Who's going to come out in front after that corner? And it's still going to be Orange Juice. Jacob not full sending it. As said, and also nets himself a penalty. Already a couple of drivers not having the time of their lives, as Hughes nets himself the fastest lap of the race. a 155 under wet conditions. And I just look at the track and it's slowly starting to rain less and less here. As Emot and Panju slowly behind, well, not slowly, but quietly, just keeping up some pace. Mindless, looking for yet another podium, most likely. Doesn't look too good so far, but with the rain, we don't know. Anything can happen here. As Jacob, he's looking for it. But he won't go for it just yet. Orange Juice still stays ahead of Jacob, but Blix... Oh, actually! What happened to Orange Juice? Does he have damage? I think he's got damage. Not too sure about it. Doesn't look too good for him. Couple of the drivers heading into the pits, and I think... Oh, the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped, so... Now, drivers are already changing into the dry compound. So Orange Juice, Mindless, both getting on the dry compound on the medium tires. So this is where it begins. Lap 5 out of 22. The pit stop. I think Orange Juice and Mindless might have gone the better strategy, but maybe the track is still a bit too wet to fully send it. But it's going to dry up any second now. So Mindless and Orange Juice going for it. Q's already going onto the soft. The medium. He's going to go on the dry compound. Dreliot's going to do the same. And I think starting from Blixer and all the way there, there's going to be some lap time that is going to be lost as the track dries up. There's already a yellow flag. Someone's had trouble, and it's Raisins. And I think he's spun out. Safety car has come out. The safety car is out. Raisins looks... He has spun in Eau Rouge. And Radion. And Raisins is out. From first to last in 2 races. Raisins is out, and so is the safety car. So now people can head into the pits for a cheap pit stop. And for Mindless and Orange Juice, who pitted early, who might bite them back. Bite him in the ass, if you say so myself. So now let's look at which tire compound will be used. So Blixer on the hards, Jacob mediums, Panju mediums, Crazy Mike, couple of drivers mediums. Lots of drivers heading onto the mediums. Is the driver gonna try and get on the soft? As Curtis and Rags still on those intermediates, and Emot disqualified for blocking the pit lane. He spun at the exit. And he has been disqualified. And someone else has spun. I think it's Nico Maz. He has spun. And so Emot has been disqualified. I think he spun heading out of the pit lane. And he's out. And so behind the safety car, we've already lost 2 drivers. And Alpine's going to be delighted from that one. I'm not too sure what Curtis and Rags are going to try to do on those intermediates, as their tires are going to heat up pretty quickly. I don't know what's going on with Emot. I think he might have spun at the entry of the pit lane and got disqualified immediately. I think that's what happened. So, 6 laps out of 22, track is drying up, and everybody, or almost everybody, is on the dry compound. FVR Brewdog, the only one that dares to go on the softs, and Blixer, the only one that dared to go onto the hard compound. So Emod's out. Raisins is out. Sadly for Emod, that's going to do it for him, and my apologies. Wi-Fi also on the hard tire. So Blixer in the lead, Jacob behind him, Curtis still on the track on those intermediates. I don't know what he's doing still out there on those inters. He's gonna have to change his tires pretty soon. As Wi-Fi, I don't think he likes those hards, or does he have damage? As Rags heads onto the softs, the AlphaTauri. And yeah, seems like Wi-Fi has gotten some damage. He's changing his wing, and now he's on the softs. So we're still behind the safety car. And the other AlphaTauri also pitting, Senna. He's going to have a little bit of a delay, sadly, because his teammate was just in front. And now Senna on the intermediates. Don't know if he's rain once again. These people slowly starting to warm up their tires. Curtis and Senna both staying out on the inters. We have no idea what's going to happen with the weather. Safety car will most likely come in this lap. So I'm not sure about Senna and going on the intermediate. Unless it was the AI that did it for him and he didn't even notice. Because it's probably out for smoke or something. So Curtis still on the intermediates, not on AI. Pretty bold strategy. We don't know what's gonna happen, as it still looks like it's... I don't know if it's splashing or if it's rain. It looks to be just splashing so far. Maybe Curtis and Senna have gotten a different strategy, or they know something that we don't. So, safety car coming in this lap. Blixer will lead the pack. It still looks as if it's raining. DRS still not activated because it's under a safety car. We will see the drivers make their decision. Do they stay on the dry compound? Or do they head into the pits for those intermediates? Not too sure what's going to happen here. Blixer. He's going to continue, so I think it's just a choice for the drivers. So I think Curtis heads into the pits. He does. As Blixer now. Green flag. Here we go. Safety car over. And now we're going to have some dry action here in Spa. The drivers slowly make their way. Who is going to get the most out of the lap of the dry tires? I think Jacob and Blixer are there wheel to wheel. Blixer, Jacob, wheel to wheel. Blixer trying to make a move. He's lagging a little bit, but Jacob stays ahead. And a medium tire needs to come up strong for the Alpine driver. Paggio in P3. He's got another Alpine to fight off. Crazy Mike. couple drivers seem to be making some moves here. Oh my goodness. It's wheel to wheel to wheel to wheel. Q's looking to make a move, being sandwiched between the Williams. And Q's gets something out of it, as Jacob slowly pulling in a gap. I think Mindless might be looking for something on Q's. All drivers. Oh, and Mindless. Oh, he almost spins. So it's still a little wet on the track. Still a little bit of rain. We don't know what's gonna happen exactly. But Jacob's ahead right now. Pulling in a solid gap on Blixer as a yellow flag. Looks to be the Haas of Curtis spinning. And with hot tires like this, he's not going to go very far. As I have a look at this fight. Now FBR Nut and Q's. Q's ahead of the Nut. Now Brewdog on those softs. Looking to grab some positions away. I see also Crazy Mike. Pretty close to Ponju. Might not be close enough. I'll take a look at Brewdog. I think he's going to have enough to overtake Colts here. Brewdog and Colts. Side to side. You can see the soft compound making a lot of work. And Brewdog's up into P8. Now Mindless gets past his teammate. And now the chase is on. Trying to go for Q's. Jacob already pulling an amazing gap onto Blixer. As the track slowly dries up, we'll have some DRS our way pretty soon. It's a pretty tight fight for the midfield right now. Q's very close to Colts, but Colts still defends it pretty well. As we have a look at the Mercedes, when will he overtake the McLaren? It looks to be right now. Does he go for it at the bus stop chicane? He does. But does he have enough? He does. DRS enabled. And now Mindless is right next to Colts. And this is where the fun begins. DRS enabled. We're going to have some battles. We'll have a look at Orange Juice. Let's see if the order gets shaken up a little bit. The top four does not get shaken up so far, but Brewdog and Casper pretty close to each other. But Brewdog on the... Oh, and there's a DNF. There goes Treliot. Looks to have spun in radio, and it's a virtual safety car, which will halt all the drivers. Moment, it's a full safety car. As Curtis DNFs. So both Haas's are out. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. So 12 laps to go, and we've already got 2 DNFs. The two Haas's both DNFing. So let's see what happens. Now do the drivers come in for new tires with 12 laps to go? Jacob stays out, Blixer into the pits. So now it's medium galore, except for Q's who's on the soft. He's going to be looking forward to get those tires all the way to the end. So for the top 7 that is yet to change tires, what is going to happen? So, about halfway through the race, 15 drivers still on track. "11 laps to go in Belgium. Most likely after the safety car going to be either 14 out of 22. So it should be around a couple of 10, probably 9 or 8 laps going to be remaining after the safety car. Let me just have a look. Can I do a poll? Please let me do a poll. So safety car in this lap, 13 laps, so 9 laps of racing, unless we have yet another safety car. So it's both Alpines in P1 and P2, followed by Orange Juice, Nico Maz, FBR Brewdog, Wi-Fi, Blixer, Ponju, Casper, Q's, Mindless Colts, Nut, Senna, and Rags. This is your restarting grid. As the safety car heads into the pits, and Jacob is just holding on to. He's just waiting, and here he goes. And so does Crazy Mike, and it caught the Red Bull out of sight, and already the Alpines are putting in a gap already. And as they cross the line, it's green flags. Here we go. Once again. Safety car over. And let's get to racing. Is anybody going to try a move here? Wi-Fi pretty close to Brewdog here. Blixer slipping a little bit. People on those new softs, hopefully, on those new tires, hopefully going to get something out of them. Let's see what happens as we head into the closing laps of this race tonight. There's already a gap being put on as Nico Mas currently in P4. Brewdog pretty close to him though. Brewdog might go for a move here on Nico Mas, and it's almost successful. It's pretty close. Wi-Fi is also in the mix. Blixer's just waiting behind. Ponju also in that fight. Wi-Fi tries to move. He goes onto the grass, mows it a little bit. And Nico Mas still stays ahead. The order doesn't change. As Blixer might be looking for something. Might be trying to join back his teammate. Brewdog and Wi-Fi having a tussle here. Brewdog, Wi-Fi. Who's going to get the edge? Blixer looking for it. That creates a gap for Nico Mas to pull away. And now Wi-Fi's up in front. But Blixer's right behind. And Podju's just waiting for something to happen. Wi-Fi's ahead. But Blixer and Brewdog have the slipstream. Still no DRS though. The big fight going on right now is still Q's. Now going on to Ponju. Can he get an overtake heading into the bus stop chicane? Oh, it's pretty close. But he... Oh no! There goes Brewdog. And he hit Q's. Brewdog spins. Probably got into contact. And the Aston Martin now all the way back to P15. And now Wi-Fi punches on and goes ahead. And now Q's is going to be trying to get back onto Blixer. Ponju's still in the fight. As we go back, let me just have a look. Does Brewdog have damage? Does not look like it, thankfully. He's on those older tires, so that's not going to help him a lot. But now Q's onto Blixer. Orange Juice nets himself a penalty. That's good for both of the Alpines. We're currently P1 and P2. Have we ever had a 1-2 finish this season? If we haven't, actually. Don't think so. No, we didn't have a 1-2 finish this season. Q1, Tier 1. Did we in Tier 1? Not even in Tier 1. And not even in Tier 2, I mean. So right now, both Alpines, P1 and P2. Mindless now onto Ponju. Mindless gets the overtake. As now Q's launches onto Blixer. And there's going to be DRS involved pretty soon. Jacob nets in the fastest lap. With 7 laps to go. DRS enabled. Q's fastest lap. Now tries to move on Ponju. On Blixer. Sorry. And he does net it. Pretty easily. Now his sights is on the Wi-Fi. Can he get another overtake? 5/10 behind. Orange Juice closing in onto Mike. But he has his teammate. Now Q's closing it onto Wi-Fi. Goes ahead. And catches on. And he's up into P5. As he's just flying out there on those softs. But how long are they going to last? 7 laps to go for 10 laps. Can he make him last? Now up ahead of him is the other Ferrari. This time it's Nico Maz. There's now Blixer closing it onto Wi-Fi. Q's closing in. And now Orange Juice has... Oh, Mike is spun! He is spun. He goes onto the grass. And Jacob loses the support of his teammate. That brings Q's all the way up into P4. And Nico Maz into podium positions. Now Jacob has lost the support of his teammate as I have a look now down the line. And I think Blixer might have a chance here on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi doesn't leave him not a lot of space. There's a big fight. Wheel to wheel. They touch for a little bit. Not too dramatic. But Blixer and Wi-Fi. Oh, Wi-Fi actually goes around the inside. Does he have enough? No. Blixer has the inside on the other one. And Wi-Fi as he heads into the pits. Blixer stays ahead. Yellow flag into sector 1. I don't know what happened there. I think it's Magic Rags trying to go into the pit. Seems to have gone into some trouble here. Crazy Mike at least got it back. As Senna retires in the pits, he is out of the race. And so Mindless gets ahead of the Ferrari. And Q's and Nico Maz still tussling. Nico Maz stays ahead. Q's looking for it. When is he going to go for it? He goes in right now. Does he have it? He does. Goes ahead of Nico. As Mindless nets himself a penalty, he's stuck between the two Ferraris. About 6 laps left here. And, well, it's a free-for-all. Not too sure, honestly, who can come on top here. Nico Maz slowly starting to lose positions. He's got Mindless right behind him. But with DRS, Nico Maz and Mindless will both have DRS up into Q's. And even with DRS, it's still not enough. Nico Maz and Mindless and Q's. And Brewdog heads into the pits. He's going to have to go for those new softs. And even before DRS, I think Mindless might get something. Onto Nico Maz. Both have DRS, but Mindless goes ahead. And now he has his sights on the Mercedes. Blixer nets himself a penalty. Now can Mindless stay onto Q's trail and get an opportunity to get right back at him? They're both on the fresher softs. 5 laps to go. Oh, Mindless actually, ooh, he actually got out of that corner pretty bad. And that's going to give good advantage to Q's. Unless Mindless can close that gap already. Heading into the bus stop chicane. Because right now he does not have DRS, but he's got Blixer, Ponju, and Nico Maz pushing right behind him. You think Nico's going to let his teammate pass? I don't think so. Nico stays ahead for now. Mindless without DRS. And Q's still 3 seconds behind Orange Juice and the Red Bull. 4 laps remain here in Belgium. But Nico Maz and Blixer still with DRS. Mindless does not. Nico Maz, DRS onto Mindless. Onto the long straight. Does Nico go for it? Does he have enough time? He does not have enough time. As Magic Rags gets the fastest lap of the race. And now both Ferraris very close to each other. I think Nico should let Blixer pass, honestly. So Blixer has the fresher tires. It's all sunny here in Belgium. Mindless still cannot close a gap. But speaking of closing the gap, Hughes is already 2.4 seconds behind the Red Bull of Orange Juice. He has 4 laps to do something as Blixer. Now someone's gone wide. No, Nico Maz into the wall. He spun. And the bad luck continues for the Ferrari driver. He's gonna have to try and get back onto the track safely, and he's all the way back down to 12th. Yikes. That is not what Nico Maz wanted. He was doing very well until that spin. And so now with 3 laps to go, all Jacob has to do is just keep his pace. And it could be some very well deserved points for Alpine. There's now Panju and Blixer with DRS. But Q still doesn't. 1.8 seconds. He's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining. And Nico Maz heads into the pits for those new softs. Maybe he can get a fastest lap. Right now, I think Magic Rags is the owner of that fastest lap. Currently is. So I'll have a look at Panju and Blixer onto those closing laps. Who will come out in front? Askews does not seem to be closing in that lap pretty much. I think Jacob's mediums might be Jacob and Orange Juice's mediums might be doing well for them. As now Panju, Mindless, and Blixer, the closest fight that we have on the grid so far for higher positions. McLaren and Ferrari pretty close to each other in constructors. For Panju and Blixer, those are pretty very, very important points. Actually, in the Grand Constructors, I think, yeah, Ferrari, Williams, and McLaren all close to each other. McLaren currently on top so far out of this battle for P5 in the Grand Constructors. As Blixer, almost has enough to get onto Mindless, but it wasn't. 2 laps to go. Does Q's have enough time, or does he not? Orange Juice, remember, still has that penalty. So right now, it's all on Jacob to keep it clean until the end of the race. And the battle between Williams, McLaren, and Ferrari still continues in the middle of the field. It's P5, P6, and P7. Or actually P4, P5, and P6. Sorry, there's also Williams in there. There's someone spun. Nico Maz has spun once again. Has lost his front wing. Oh, Nico Maz. Keeps on getting unlucky. As we head into the final few laps. Q's and Orange Juice close to each other. Q's will have DRS on Orange Juice. 2 laps to go. This is going to go down all Let's go all the way down the wire. Down to the wire. That's the expression. I know my English. So as we head towards the DRS, oh, there's Bonju! No, he spun! He hits the wall! He's out! Bonju's out! With 2 laps remaining, he spins in radio, and he's out. Oh, what an unfortunate mistake. And so right now, it's all Blixer and mindless. Oh, what a crash. Podger's out, Nico's out. As Nico crashed, Nico's out, Podger's out. Wow. Podger was looking to get his best result of the season. Well, now it's all gone down south. He is out of the race. And so is Nico. What an unfortunate crash for Panju. As we head to the final lap of the race. One more DRS zone for all of these drivers to do something. Hughes stands behind Orange Juice, but I believe Orange Juice has some penalties. So right now, it's about keeping it on track. Hughes onto Orange Juice. 5/10 separating the both of them. Goes right around the inside, much easier than some of his early overtakes. And he's up ahead, but Mindless stays ahead of Blixer, but that battle's not over yet. Blixer out ascended, 1/10 separating both drivers. Almost no ERS remain. Lots of overtaking opportunities. Hughes nets himself a penalty. And oh, Blixer spins! Blixer spins! Oh, that's terrible. Does FBR not have enough to overtake him? He does. Williams now 4 and 5. And Hughes will try to push it all the way towards the end. But I think that's going to do it. And yet again, Pokemon Jacob and Alpine continue the strong momentum. Jacob comes home and wins the Belgian Grand Prix. And Alpine continue the momentum. Q's in P2, Orange Juice in P3. Mindless P4, thankfully. Well, it seems like FBR not spun it right at the end. He's out. And so now Casper into P5, Blixer 6, Mike 7, Colton P8, and now Rags and Brewdog. Brewdog's gonna get in the points. What happened to Nut? That was gonna be a P4 and 5 finish for Williams. What happened there? Well, despite all of it, Jacob once again. And your driver today, Magic Rags. What a surprise. Jacob again. What a stretch he's had. 1, 2, 1. And Alpine right now. He is absolutely on fuego. And a redemption for Alpine, but Mercedes, with greatly earned points, Q's wins it. Q, sorry, Jacob wins it, but Q's in P2. I'll have a look at the penalties. Wow! Jacob again. I don't know what has hit Alpine, but they have been absolutely burning hot. Wow. So thank you everyone for watching, and what a race once again. Belgium proving to be one of the best tracks on the calendar. And that does it. Jacob is your winner. Q's P2, Orange Juice P3. Thank you for watching everyone, and we will see you next week as we head to Zandvoort in the Netherlands. I definitely botched that pronunciation. As we head to the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix. We'll see you next Monday at 7 p.m.